I watched this tree. I said that tree could go at any moment. 2 minutes later, tree was down.
Amid strong morning winds, a large tree came crashing down on a 2-story home, killing 2 people who were sleeping inside in an upstairs bedroom.
Oh, it's awful. It's devastation. It's just really sad.
We got stuck and we were there for 3 to 5.5 hours.
A ride on the SeaWorld SkyTram Monday night ended in a way none of the 16 people on board ever expected.
A fall from that distance can be catastrophic.
Some were rescued after 90 minutes. Others waited more than 4 hours.
That was like our last ride of the night.
Looking for food, it ain't no food. It's a shame. Now I'm fat, I gotta eat. They done got my $80 and I ain't got no food. There's no brunch, no nothing.
Shocked to find their brunch was a bust.
Couldn't find the event on Facebook anymore, but I didn't think anything of it.
Pair after pair arrived to the Del Mar Fairgrounds for food.
Well, we're pissed off.
No one deserves this, and this community certainly didn't deserve this.
Shock and mourning rippling through San Diego County after yesterday's attack at the Chabad of Poway.
More shots came running right at me.
I just saw bodies laying on the ground.
That victim was 60-year-old Lori Gilbert Kay. Friends say she was shot while trying to protect the rabbi of the synagogue.
I lost my index finger on this hand.
Anytime somebody goes into a house of worship and shoots the congregants, in my book, that's a hate crime.
Elizabeth, do you have any response to these charges against you?
You can't lie and cheat to get ahead because you will get caught.
Prosecutors turn up the heat on actress Lori Loughlin, former KFMB TV station owner Elizabeth Kimmel, and 9 other parents, indicting them on bribery charges Tuesday. Kimmel was arrested at her La Jolla home early yesterday morning. According to the feds, she paid a $275,000 bribe through her charity to get her daughter into Georgetown under a fake tennis profile.
Don't you have anything to say, Elizabeth?
And all of a sudden, I saw him pulling like a shotgun, and he started shooting like 2 people, like chasing people.
It happened Monday afternoon, just before 1, in the Costco parking lot in the 1100 block of Broadway in Chula Vista. The female victim and her boyfriend shot multiple times. They say the shooter turned the gun on himself and fired. He was taken to the hospital, but did not survive.
This is finally the moment that we've been waiting for.
After 2 weeks of testimony and 8 hours of jury deliberation, a not guilty verdict on all murder charges in the case of Navy SEAL Chief Edward Gallagher.
Huge victory, huge weight off the Gallaghers.
We don't wish to have drag queens telling story time in the library.
We're not against LGBTQ people.
Storytime has become a story of its own after a drag queen storytime ignites controversy in the South Bay.
You are a bigot because you want to shut me down just like you're trying to do right now.
We're here to represent community values, which are inclusiveness, acceptance, love, and diversity.
Flames towered over palm trees in Chula Vista as airdrops and ground crews tried to control the blaze that tore through the Otay River Valley Wednesday night.
We had pre-positioned strike teams around the county and we were able to call on them and they were able to get here quickly and help us out.
Both of them died on the racetrack. It certainly was a traumatic event where 2 horses had a collision. Where both of them were moving at fairly high speed.
Track officials say during a 6:30 a.m. horse workout, 2-year-old horse called Charge a Bunch unseated its jockey, then did a sharp turn, running in the wrong direction before colliding with 3-year-old horse Carson Valley.
It's a vile industry, and it's corrupt, and it needs to be ended.
This is awesome. This most emotional thing I've ever seen.
We had the humbling experience of going on Honor Flight San Diego.
There's an overwhelming honor, letters written by students and family, sorrow and pride at the World War II and Korean War memorials in Washington, D.C., as well as the monument and museums.
One by one, they exited the elevator at San Diego International Airport to a hero's welcome home.
I was in tears, and I want you to know how grateful I am for this wonderful country that we live in.
I cried before I went to sleep last night just thinking about how they're feeling, how they feel today. Like it's no one can feel that.
About 100,000 pounds of debris came crashing down onto Grandview Beach after an eroding bluff gave way.
This is a natural occurrence on the California coastline and here in Encinitas.
3 people were killed in the collapse. 1 died at the scene, and doctors pronounced 2 others dead at nearby hospitals.
You can lock me up, but you're not gonna take me in. I know I didn't do it.
The fatal fire broke out in the early morning hours of Sunday at the Romero family's home on Clay Avenue in Logan Heights. Neighbors told 911 dispatchers they could hear screaming inside as the family desperately tried to escape.
People can talk all they want. They can say I didn't help, I didn't get no burns or nothing, but people saw me trying to help them out.
They did an emergency C-section, but by the time they got him out, he'd been without oxygen for half an hour.
Doctors didn't think Laird could survive. A scan of his brain showed a flat line.
And then he opened his eyes. He's braver than I am.
The 3rd grader with cerebral palsy chose to rise and take the stage. He's been fighting ever since and making music wherever he goes.
He's standing right behind the register and firing at the employee.
According to witnesses, the man, a known customer, was upset when his $100 bill wasn't accepted. He left and came back just minutes later with a gun. Maribel was killed, the other 2 survived.
And I got there and I was looking for my daughter and I didn't see her. That's why I was asking, where is she?
The alleged gunman, identified as 49-year-old Albert Lee Blake, has finally been caught.
Congressman Duncan Hunter says he plans to resign from Congress.
I made mistakes, and that's what today was all about.
This comes just days after Hunter pleaded guilty to a felony count for misusing $250,000 in campaign funds.
After spending months of denying the allegations against him,
I failed to monitor and account for my campaign spending.
Congressman Duncan Hunter admitted he was wrong.
Convicted felon Duncan Hunter.
It takes a lot of courage to really land a plane on the freeway.
A single-engine Cessna with its nose on the shoulder and its tail hanging over the fast lane on Interstate 5 in Carlsbad, and no one injured.
Took a Foxtrot, we're losing an engine. We're going to have to go down here. Going to freeway.
The fire department says that the pilot was able to maneuver the Cessna and make a hard landing on the shoulder of Interstate 5 southbound between Tamarack and Canyon.
I believe the pilot's, in my opinion, a very skilled pilot.